Hello everyone, this is Joanna the Medium and your intuitive coach. Thank you so much for coming back. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome you with open arms, and I hope you find something here just like the other subscribers have found something they enjoy. Month of December, almost said November. Month of December, interesting times. One of the things that is different about this month's reading is I was asked by Spirit to do a completely different format than I have done up until this point. And what I have done, I have divided the reading into two separate parts. There's a general reading, which I have always done, and it's very similar to the one I've done in November. But the other part is about Spirit wanted me to channel more messages, and they wanted me to focus more on what you need to focus with regards to your energies, particularly in December, but also to provide information with regards to the key learning opportunities that you are looking at gaining as you go through this path. So this is not going to be for everyone. Not everyone finds desire to know these things, but for those of you who are looking to deeply connect and who are looking for deeper meaning into what's going on in your life, more than just, you know, when am I going to get a job or when am I going to meet somebody, but more with regards to what am I learning here? What is my soul wanting to learn? For those of you who are hungry for that information, I will have those videos, and the information on how to get those will be down below for you in the show more section. And without further ado, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing your videos. Without you, I wouldn't do this. And as you can tell, I've reached over 40,000 subscribers, which is completely out of this world for me, because this is not what I was expecting when I was gently told by Spirit to put up my channel, to start one. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I think that's all I have. So let's just go on with individual readings. And of course, if doesn't apply to you, then listen to your rising sign and your moon sign. And if none makes sense to you, listen to it towards the end of the month, because they almost always make perfect sense. And if not, it may not be just the right message for you this month. But without further ado, let's get going with each individual signs. See you soon. Hello, beautiful Libras. This is going to be your reading for the month of December 2018. I have the first part of your reading, so let's go through it. The second part, as I said earlier, is going to be available for you. That information is down below. And let's just go through what I have received when I was meditating on you. So I channeled the information first, and then 10 minutes later or so, I will put out some cards. One of the things that I was becoming aware of very quickly when I connected to your energy, I kept seeing the number 10. 10 to me symbolizes completion. Endings, yes, but more so than endings, completion. I talked to one of the other signs about this. And to be honest with you, I would say probably 90% of the signs in the last few months are going through, people in the signs are going through a completion of some sort. And I think we're just being hit with this wave of energy that makes things come to surface so that we can effectively deal with it. Point is, I did see the number 10, which tells me that many of you are ending a chapter of your life in a certain area of your life. For some of you, it's going to be more than one. For some of you, it's going to be just one. But with that, it feels like some of you are leaving some things behind. Some of those things, we will talk about what that is as I go through the cards. But what I also kept seeing was that you are trying to lift a heavy burden. Now, the burden was symbolized to me as a heavy rock, which may not make sense to you. But to me, it signifies that you are, in the month of December, you are trying to deal with something significant, something that is weighty, not necessarily heavy. Yes, you could be moving furniture in the month of December, which is what just came to me, so that's going to be for a few of you. But more than that, you are going to be dealing with some sort of a burden that that feels heavy energetically. This could be a condition, this could be a situation, this could be a person or a situation with a person. The word work is coming up first and foremost, and the second part is coming to is marriage. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that any of those pieces have to end. It just means that you are, or at least some of you are, dealing with something that is important, significant around marriage or work. And it doesn't have to be infidelity, he's just saying to me. So don't freak out, because that is not what I'm saying at all. It has to do with some sort of responsibility in your life. This could be children in a marriage. This could be the way you divide things in the marriage. There's something that you guys will be dealing with in the month of December. And I feel it's going to take considerable amount of energy and also time for some of you in order to deal with it effectively. Some of you looks like are letting something go, whether it is a situation, and I do have it here in the cards as well, whether it's a person or your belief system. You are letting something go, and or someone, and you're closing the door in front of you, so you're still in it. Whatever you're letting go cannot come back. Either it's because you don't want it to ever come back, or the situation will be once you cut the cord, it's done. So I'm just going to leave it at that, because that's some of the things that's coming up. I also saw that getting something off the ground. So that's what I saw, the heavy burden, getting something off the ground. I also saw some of you in a social situation, a social gathering, where you were either new to the situation, new to the circumstance, or new to the environment, and you were enjoying being part of the group, but you were kind of awkward about this. So this can be an instance where there's a holiday party at your office, for example, or at your work, and you're new to this work and you haven't been there before, meaning last holiday season. So you being in this kind of gathering may feel a little bit awkward to you because the people you are with are very new. This could also be another social aspect, which is dating. You are looking to go out and perhaps meeting people, but you're feeling slightly out of your element. So this is going to be possibly for people who are dating, or just, you know, I would say dating. Also, I saw some of you being in a hurry to get somewhere, hurry to get to something or somewhere. And when I got the message, I thought, okay, well, it's a holiday season. There's going to be a lot of rush is going on. So it doesn't surprise me that, you know, that would show up. So yes, that will cover the whole idea of hectic planning towards the holidays. But I feel there is more to it than that. It's more meaningful or more significant. Not that holidays are not meaningful, but whatever you were in a hurry to was more than just the holiday season. And I feel like you're trying to get something done. And this something is in preparation for what happens in the new year, or shortly after we hit the new year. So that's going to be for few of you, not for all of you. But I keep hearing the word preparation. Okay, some of you looks like you will be closing doors to your shop or your business, and I don't feel it's a situation where you are no longer willing or wanting or are able. It's more a situation where you are closing the shop because you kind of had enough. So it's going to be no longer. And of course, that's not going to be for many of you. It's going to be for some of you. So if you have a little grocery store, which what comes to mind, and you have the feeling of, God, do I want to keep this? Should I sell it? Or maybe I should lock it down for a bit. Don't be surprised if you have that inner calling saying, maybe we should do something with this. So that is the channeled information. Now let's go through the cards. The first card represents what you are leaving behind, or I actually said, what are they leaving behind? The card you have is Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a couple of things that I want to say about this. For some of you, what you are leaving behind is a strong foundation, financially speaking. And this can mean that you are leaving or have recently left a significant job, career, or also a relationship. It also shows me that, and this is all in the past, it also shows me, or what I'm hearing is the word stagnant. So whatever situation you have left, it is because you felt stagnant. There was lack of future foresight or lack of ambition. That's what I want to say. Now, this also can be a relationship, you know, in a circumstance where there's a family relationship. I don't know how ambition comes in. Ambition will be more towards, you know, a relationship, a couple, or work. But that is what I'm hearing. And because I'm being shown the number 9, it also signifies that you ended something very recently, or something has transpired in the month of September. And I want to say early September, but let's stick with September. But that's what you are leaving behind. Now, what is in front of you, or what you are dealing with right now, is the Ace of Cups in reverse. And I meditated on this card, and then I asked for a clarifier, which is very interesting, because the clarifier card is 10 of, so this is called Destiny. It is Wheel of Fortune in a traditional tarot deck in reverse. So what I see here is that definitely something has transpired. You have ended something. Something has ended without you being the instigator. And because of this, you are feeling emotionally drained, feeling like things haven't worked out, emotionally discontent is what I want to say. And I can see this being the case considering that you are in a 10 number. You are in a completion phase. And I can see why you would feel this, because you have some choices to make, and many of you are leaving some things behind, and some of you are letting things go, or letting people go. So I can see how in the month of December, and I want to say early January, you may feel slightly confused, unable to figure out the why and the how, meaning why it happened for some of you and how are you going to move forward. So it may feel like it's a bit of a stagnant energy, okay? Nonetheless, something is coming to an end, and you will probably feel this more so in January, but I want to say it starts in December for some of you. Now, when we close certain chapters, when we go through completions, we let go of things, or the universe lets go of our things that we no longer need. So whatever has transpired, whether it was your decision or somebody else's decision, and I hear the words lack of cooperation, know that it is going to serve you down the road, but it's something you're not able to see it. So I feel that some of you have lost a job, or you have lost partnership or a relationship or something significant. Because the Wheel of Fortune is shown to me in reverse, it tells me that you feel that it was out of your hands, it was out of your control, and hence why you may feel slightly off kilter or off balance in the month of December. So then I said, okay, what is it that they should expect in the near future? You have 9 of Cups. So because they were talking about you experiencing this in January and some December, I can see why in December you might feel slightly emotionally off, because the 9 of Cups in reverse basically is somewhat the opposite of you getting your wish. You may feel like you are shortchanged. You may actually feel bitter about what happened. You may feel like you are losing your ground, and you might feel like you have a hard time coming to terms with something. And that actually there's mention of this in the second portion of this reading. But what I do want to say is this: if you're going through a rough patch, and there are so many of us going through this, it's not even funny. This is probably the best time that it happens, because around the holiday cheer, there will be room for celebrations. So you may be able to get yourself out of feeling kind of wonky and be invited either to social gatherings or be part of social gatherings will lift your mood. And that's when we're feeling down, laughter and joy is the prescription for feeling better going forward. So not great, but I certainly wouldn't say it's the worst. So let's just leave it at that. So then I said, what is forcing this to happen? Like, what is influencing all of this? Excuse me. And you got the Page of Wands in reverse, and then I asked for a clarifier card, and you've got Nine of Cups in reverse again. So you got two Nine of Cups in your reading. So what this is saying to me is that what's influencing all of this, the way you feel, is that you have felt, I hear the words left out, because this is a wand suit. It tells me most likely than anything it has to do with a work situation, and secondary with a relationship. And things were just not going great. You may have felt stagnant. You may have actually felt like you lacked ambition. And maybe because you lacked ambition, your work has let you go. That can certainly be the case. And what I will also say here is that in the second part of the reading, it actually goes to the reasons why this is happening. And I can tell you this, there's a lot of component here of you not knowing how to receive. And that's going to be a huge message for you. Because if we don't know how to receive, we will have a tendency to overdo things, or we will put ourselves down because we're not worthy of receiving. So that's something that we can talk about on the second part if you choose to. But the other part is the Nine of Cups. So you were not happy. You already were not satisfied. You were already emotionally not content. So I can see how this is ending, so to speak. It's almost like you were in a situation or with a person or with a partner where you kind of lacked long-term vision, you lacked ambition, things were kind of hum, I don't know how to say it, just kind of blah. And it actually made you feel not very emotionally content and happy. And if we are that way for a prolonged period of time, eventually what's going to happen, the environment we're in, that we feel this in, is going to start crumbling down. Because feeling emotionally connected, emotionally strong, and emotionally fulfilled is what keeps things around us stable for the most part. So what's addressed here is lack of self-worth and lack of dignity. Now that's interesting that he said dignity. Why dignity? They don't believe in themselves, and therefore they sell themselves short. So that's obviously not going to be for all of you. It's going to be for some of you. And remember, this can connect to work situation or a relationship. It also can be with health, but I'm not picking that up very much. It's mostly work and health. I also hear, watch out for other options to be presented to you. Don't shy away from social gatherings. So remember when I said that I saw some of you sitting in an awkward situation, you were part of a social gathering, but you were kind of feeling awkward. It feels that some of you may have a tendency to just kind of keep yourself at home and not want to go outside, or not want to go out and socialize. But what's being said here is it's important for you not to keep yourself in your four walls, because there might be other opportunities that will become visible to you through your contacts, through social gatherings, through social media, through basically being open out and about. Now, the tendency here will be for many of you to keep yourself alone. Because generally speaking, when we are going through difficult times, and I'm not saying you're going through terrible times, but you're going through something, you are lifting a heavy burden, no question about it. When we do that, we often, depends on the personality, but many personalities will often tend to withdraw and want to be alone, not want to be bothered with anybody, or the last thing they're thinking of is social activities. So because of what I see you may be feeling, you might be inclined not to make yourself available outside of your four walls. Please pay attention to your state of mind so that you don't wallow in whatever is happening. That's really, really important. And that's why I feel it's important for you to go to social gatherings, particularly because it's the holiday season. And you may not be celebrating Christmas, but you may be celebrating other holiday around, Christmas time. So it's important for you to be out and about, despite the fact that you may not always feel like you want to. Really, really important here. The other thing that he's showing me is climbing up the ladder. So a couple of things. Climbing up the ladder literally means it's time for you to climb up the ladder in a different company or in your position, but in a different company or different set of circumstances. The other aspect of you is some of you will be climbing up the ladder to clear gutters. Okay, on the roof, I guess, because there's going to be a drain that's going to be plugged, or you're not going to want that to happen. So you are going to clean out the leaves and dirt that has accumulated in your drains. That whoever that's for, take it, because I don't get that information very often. And that completes the first part. If you do want to hear the more deeper messages, what Spirit wishes for you to focus on, and most importantly, what the lessons are here, and I'll tell you this, it's about your power, owning it, and the things you have to focus on, and where you will get to once you focus on that. So if you want to have more in-depth information, then you can just look down below and go from there. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and listening and subscribing. If this doesn't make sense to you right now, it'll almost always make sense to you later on in a month or in the following month. But I do wish you happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.